Welcome. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, and is being able to just go out and experience life without really knowing what the outcome's going to be. Because for most of us, we wake up and from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, we pretty much know how it's going to go. And anything goes out of the norm for us, we consider that a problem, or it's exciting, and all you did was really you got extra cheese on your cheeseburger, so that kind of stuff. To me, what's exciting is being able to wake up and really not knowing what's going to go on. And I try to do that every day of my life. Even though I know that it's going to be normal, I try to fill it with as much spontaneous shit I can possibly fill into my day. And that's including emotions. There's a good quote by Jimmy Valvano, who was I believe the South Carolina men's basketball coach with the Jimmy D Foundation from ESPN. You all know him. He had the quote from his great speech, and I'll link the speech below. And he talks about, in his last big speech, he died of cancer. Really great guy. He just saw life perfectly. And he says, you didn't have a full day if you didn't, I'm paraphrasing this, that if you don't cry, laugh, smile, basically you have a full range of emotion. Now I'll put the quote up while I'm talking about this so you can actually see the quote, so I'm not paraphrasing. I love that quote, and I think about that every day. Now, obviously, I don't get through the whole range of emotion of crying and all that, but I try to fill my day with as much of that stuff as possible. As I was talking to one of my best friends at work yesterday, and we were talking about being a free spirit. And I think everybody, in a way, has the ability to be a free spirit, whether they even realize it or not. We all like our freedom and things that we want to do. We want to do it on our own and not have to be suppressed by other people and what they believe we should be like and what we should be doing. We want to be able to make our own decisions, be able to forge our own path in life without interference with other people, especially family members and people who are close to you who, for all intents and purposes, they do know you more than anybody else. But sometimes that can be bad because they feel like they know everything about you. No matter how much everybody can know something about you, and some people can know everything about you, they think, but we all have our own secrets and our own desires and things that we haven't told anybody that are just kept inside. And there may be a special few who know almost everything about us, but I don't think anybody knows completely 100% everything about everybody. But me and my buddy were talking about being a free spirit and how people who are ultimately tuned into it seem to gravitate towards each other. So you'll be pulled into somebody who is a free spirit themselves, and you may not know much about this person, but you feel like you know everything about them, and vice versa. They'll feel the same way about you. And he was telling me about a story where he's not married. He's 35 years old, not married. He has a girlfriend on and off, no children, and he likes his freedom. He likes to be able to just to hop in a car and drive to a place. He went up to Minnesota by himself. He went to Denver by himself. And I admire that to a certain extent. I miss being able to do things like that, without having, family members and obligations like, to commit to. It's nice to have that freedom to just go off and do that thing. But at the same time, he said, I wish I had a companion that would go with me, but he feels like that person, if it's not the right person, it'll lessen the experience for him, and he won't enjoy himself as much. So he trusts himself enough to go up there and have fun, and he meets people while he's there to spend time with. And we were talking about, I'm like, well, who are these people you always meet up with? Because he always has these stories where he'll meet up with these people, just like stories out of a movie. You take a road trip, and it's almost like the Wizard of Oz. Along the way, you pick up these odd characters, and you end up hanging out with them. And once the trip's over, you go along your merry way, and you never see them again. And I was asking, I said, what types of people are these people? And we were talking about it, and all those people he met along the way all had a common trait. One common thing they all had in common, and they all referred to themselves as free-spirited people. A lot of these people were doing the exact same thing that he was doing. They were in the city of Denver or wherever he was at. They're all there alone, looking to meet just new people and experience their experience there with people they didn't know all that well, and just have a good time, and just say their goodbyes at the end and move on to the next journey. And there's something about that I like and appreciate. I don't think that's something that is I think that's something that we used to do a lot. I feel like generations before us, and now everything is so quick and fast that you get into the mode of like everything has to be fast. And usually when everything is fast, everything has to be well coordinated. Your family, everything, the flight. Just get in the car and say, hey, I'm just gonna go. Whatever happens, happens. People don't do that as much as they used to, and I wish I could do it more. It'd be nothing in the world better for me just to be hop in the car and say, I'm just gonna go. And I'm not even gonna look at the map. I'm just gonna drive and see where it takes me, and I'll plot along the way and just figure out what happens, you know. But ultimately, the destination is the people that you meet in those destinations make the experience. So his story was very compelling to me, my buddy's story, because I feel like that's something that I think a lot of people don't get in life as much, and that's just the randomness of life. Having a spontaneous environment where you can do things that are not planned all the time, because that's where you're going to get the true value of life out of, in my opinion. Because when I go to bed at night, I want to know that I had a full day that was fulfilling. And a lot of that comes from things not being the norm, having things pop up that are unexpected, and that's what makes the day exciting. I don't like going through a full day and having the same monotonous routine over and over again. And the way I break it up is with knowledge. I'll learn stuff that I never knew before, which is exciting to me. Obviously, this is personal to every person out there. Is going to have what makes their life exciting. What's spontaneous to them is going to be completely different than the next person. But for me, you know, knowledge is exciting. Doing things, testing myself as far as my fitness training, art, music. I always try to do things. I'm going to push myself today to do something I've never done before. And I do it every single day with writing. And it doesn't matter. Every single day I have to push myself, or I feel like that day hasn't been fulfilled. I try to tell everybody that I love, that's close to me, that I love them. I try to express that. I try to help somebody every single day. I try to be, I just try to fill the day with as much as possible. So that was just a quick topic of what I wanted to talk about today, because so many times in life we have to step back and realize that we are free spirits, and not everybody in life has to be conformed to just a normal monotonous day. You can be a free spirit. And the definition of free spirit is different to everybody in a certain sense. For me, the freedom is to be able to create and to live my life the way I want to live it, even though I have to conform to certain things like working and obligations to family and having a house and a home and a car and all that stuff that we have to do in life. There are things in there, there's much more in there that you can fill your life with that are fulfilling, to make your day not so boring and monotonous. And it's up to each individual to find out what that is and to pursue it and not give up on it. And even if you fail at something, at least you experience something. Failure is a good teacher, obviously. So even if you fail at something, you still did something in that day that was fulfilling, because hopefully everybody learns from failures and mistakes. So, you know, and if you're taking chances with things and living life to its fullest, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to fail. And that goes along with the fulfillment of each day. So that's my little message to today, to people who out there who feel like they don't, their free spirit has been suppressed by basically being an adult. And I mean, it sucks. Being an adult is not fun, and you have to be a kid sometimes. And I'll do that. I'm like, let me just try to be as childish as possible, because you can. It's your life. You live it the way you want to. See you guys next time. Be you, be genuine, but above all, be safe. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.